All right, we got Brandon up here. Go ahead whenever you guys are ready.
How do you guys move forward just to get excited for this home opener this week, given everything that happened over the weekend?
About last year. When did you get hurt, and how did you kind of deal with that over the course of the season?
Which one do I?
One at a time, guys.
Okay.
You guys want to ask again?
Which one? Yeah.
I was just saying, how do you guys, given what happened over the weekend, move forward and look excited for this home opener? How excited are you just to play in front of Cajun Nation?
I think we're very excited to play in front of Cajun Nation. We haven't played in front of fans really, like a full slate of fans since 2019. So I think we're very excited and ready to get back to work this week and ready to have a good game come Saturday to let everybody know that we mean business.
So go back to last season. You got hurt in August, I believe, and kind of what were your expectations and how did it go after? How did you deal with that last season?
I got hurt. I say it was at the very end of fall camp, the last scrimmage, and it was like a week or so before the first game, and I was expected to have a big role as far as playing that season, and I was devastated after that. It was a tough year last year going through that, breaking my leg and having to rehab and go through that. So it was a tough year, but I'm blessed that I'm in this position now to been able to play this first game, and I'm just blessed because of that I'm back now.
So do you kind of feel like you where you were in terms of the depth chart and role and everything? Had you not gotten hurt a year ago, or have things changed any?
Nothing has changed. I'm still in the same boat. I started this past game against Texas, and so things are pretty much how it was before I got hurt.
Just, with everything Nicholls State went through, how much does that really put football in perspective, given that they had to be so flexible, going to Memphis early and things like that? How does that really put football in perspective for you, just to appreciate it even more, the practice facility, being able to go to class, all good stuff?
Yeah, it's that really does put things in perspective, just like how I got hurt last year. That put things in just because they're going through like a tough time in South Louisiana, like in New Orleans, Thibodaux, in that area. They're going through all that from Hurricane Ida. It's tough going through that, and yeah.
And how important is it for you guys to, beat in-state opponents just for your brand and just, state domination, future recruits, and how important is that just in terms of rivalries, all that good stuff?
It's very important. It's to show kids in Louisiana that they can come to Lafayette and win, and we the big dogs of Louisiana. Yeah.
So how did you feel like you played Saturday?
I felt like I played well, but I felt like I could have did a lot of things better. I felt like as a defense, we could have did a lot of things better. We could have tackled better. We could have played with better fundamentals, better technique. I think we, as a group, as a whole, we all could have did better.
So what was that year like for you, like with the leg? How long were you casted up? How long were you off it? And how hard was it to like come back from that, especially like trying to do it in the middle of all the COVID stuff?
I was off of it. As soon as I had the surgery, I was immediately doing rehab as far as like anything that I could do. Like I wasn't like on it, like walking around, but I was doing the stuff that I could do as far as like in the treatment room. But what else could I have done? Did I do? Yeah, that's basically it. That's basically all I could do as far as like when I was in the treatment room when I first broke it.
What do they do? Do they like put pins in there, or what do they do on the surgery?
I have a metal rod going down my leg, and I had 2 screws in my leg, but I got the screws removed because the screws were rubbing against my some of my tendons in my hamstring, so I had to get those removed. But my rod is still in there.
In terms of depth, how do you guys balance, games where you have to go in and play a lot, like the Texas game, games going forward, maybe if you play less in terms of depth and, your guys' roster, how do you balance that from a defensive perspective?
Say it again.
I was just saying, how do you guys balance, in terms of how much playing time you have as a defense going forward? The Texas game, you guys obviously had a lot of different snaps you ran on the field. So going forward, how do you guys balance that from a conditioning perspective?
We just gonna continue doing, like, we condition a lot during we call it, like, when we practice, we're going, and so, like, when we're practicing, we have to run off the field, and then sometimes we do conditioning after practice. So we're a well-conditioned team. We were prepared for that. And as far as, like, being conditioned for the game, we're gonna be conditioned because it's hot in Lafayette. So
Brandon, Coach talked about correcting those small things in the game. And one of the things that happened a lot was a lot of missed tackles. What are you guys going to be doing in practice to correct that going into this game?
We're just going to be doing a lot of fundamental things, getting back to the basics, a lot of what got us, how much success we had last year. We're going to get back to the basics, the tackling, progression, just little technique things that can carry a lot of weight. So we're just going to get back to that this week.
Does having a week like this week give you guys even more of a hunger to say, we want to get back on a winning foot?
Yes, sir. We're ready to get back after that. After a loss like that, we're ready to get back after and just redeem ourselves after a loss like that.
And what's it mean to have a 6 o'clock kickoff? So many games last year, 11 and noon. So being able to have an evening game where people have a chance, tailgate outside and really set that environment. What does that really mean to you guys?
That's a good. I don't think 2019, the only night game I think we had was App State, I want to say. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good environment for us because it's been a long time since we had a night game.
Back to the leg. What's it like playing with that rod in there? Like, does it affect your mobility? Do you realize you have it, or do you not even think about it?
Nah, I don't even feel it anymore. Well, I never really felt it, but like as far as when I was rehabbing, it was tough when I was rehabbing. I had to just get used to it. Like around that 6-month mark, like during the spring, I didn't really do anything in the spring. I did little things like little individual drills, but that's when I was like feeling it and trying to get it back used to. So training camp was big for me because that was like my first time since a year. So I had to get back used to that rod being in my leg. So I just had to train my body to be able to sustain a full season.
Did it light up when it got wanted by TSA for the flight?
Say it again.
When you went through security for the flight.
Yes, sir. Yes,
did
sir.
It set it off?
Yes, sir. It set it off when they waved that metal detector.
And then for you, like, what did you get out of your experience at Alabama, and what's the story and how you ended up?
Say it again. I couldn't hear you.
Your experience at Alabama, what did you get out of that, and what's the background on how you ended up coming here?
So my experience at Alabama was good. I went to Alabama out of high school. I was originally I didn't know I was going to Alabama until Coach Carl Dunbar's father, he saw my film in high school and was just like, I could walk on over there. And then Coach Saban, I sat down with Coach Saban during it was junior day, and he laid out the plan for me about how I was going to be a student athlete at Alabama and that he liked my film. And that was that. Then I went through the year. We went to that was 2018, the year we went to the national championship. We lost to Clemson, but unfortunately we lost to Clemson. Then after that, I was just I wasn't really seeing any playing time or anything like that. So I talked to Coach Scott Cochran, who was good friends with Coach Napier, and I was just like, I want to go play for Coach Napier at Louisiana. And so he made the phone call, and Coach Napier was just like, we'd love to have him. And so after that, I just packed my bags and I just packed my bags and came to Lafayette. I didn't even have a visit or anything. I just came to Lafayette without knowing anything, knowing any of the coaches or anything. I just came here, and it was probably the best decision of my life because I ended up getting a scholarship, and now I'm playing and contributing.
Why here? Why Napier? Had he been recruiting you, or did you know him from?
I'd say,
days,
man,
or-
it was just a good feel. I have my grandmother stays here, and I don't know, it was just a feeling I had. I was just like, I want to play for Coach Napier. I don't know, it was just a feeling I had.
You know, it didn't really show in the last game, but what does Nicholls State really bring to the table offensively, and how much of a challenge is it going to be for you guys to slow that down on Saturday?
They have a good quarterback, transferred from LSU in Missouri. He played at LSU in Missouri, and they have some good receivers. So it's gonna be a challenge like any other week. We're gonna have to focus, and we're gonna have to watch the film and get consumed with the details.
What are you guys going to do defensively in terms of getting your stuff together in terms of run defense? Obviously, you know, it's not Texas's running back anymore, but obviously, you know, after one game, I'm sure you want to shore up your run defense. So what are your goals to improve at that this week?
We're going to just get back to the basics of fundamental football, and we're going to just do what the coaches need us to do, and we're just going to execute it. We're going to execute the plan that our coaches give us, then we're just going to execute it.
What are you focused on for yourself to get better and to improve this season?
Myself, I want to get better with my some of my techniques as far as how I play. I play nickel, so I want to get better with some of my man techniques. I can tackle better. It's a number of things that I can do better from game 1 to game 2. This is a big jump from game 1 to game 2. So it's a lot of things I can get better with.
I'll let Brandon go. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
We'll have soccer coach Lance Key up here in a moment. So if you guys stick around.
Thanks, Brandon.
No problem.